Hello, everybody. Dixie here today with your forecast. 3 day out to 3 days, and for our tropical weather update. Now, as you can see here, you have storms going up and down from the center of the United States, mainly Texas, all the way up to Dakota. The main threat today would be near Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas. Uh, Later on in the day, the storms from Texas will be going into Arkansas, Houston, and mainly into Mississippi. Now, tomorrow will be more or less active. Okay, so why don't we go into just check out some of the forecasts for different locations over here. So we can go, as you can see, there's a lot of warnings out here. Got a lot of SVRs. So about here in Texas. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. That's Oklahoma. Sorry about that. But over here in Chillicothe County, Oklahoma, there's still although it's going to be some thunderstorms. You have that line of showers and thunderstorms to you right now. It seems to be looking like it's wanting to circulate. You have a lot of cells down here in Johnston County, Oklahoma. You guys are under a flood advisory. You will be getting a lot of storms later on. You have that backside that's coming in a few hours. I got some you got some severe thunderstorm warnings. Oh, flash flood warnings. I'm sorry. You guys, Denton, Cook County, you are under a flood warning, a flash flood warning. Please take shelter. Get to a higher ground immediately. Denton, Louisville, Plano, please get to a higher ground now. You are under a flash flood warning at the time of this. You have severe weather statements over here in this area near Wichita Falls, just west of Interstate 281. So please make sure you keep an eye on that. New Orleans, you've got some severe weather on your hands too. You're being impacted by a severe thunderstorm right now, and it seems you're also being impacted by a flood warning. So please take higher ground now, and also take shelter in the warned area. Nothing much for Florida except for a small flash flood, little flood warning there near what seems to be just in between Interstate 349 and Interstate 227. Please make sure that you take shelter, get to a higher ground now. Please keep also an eye out for these storms that will come later on in the evening, because we're having some storms that are coming down later this evening into early morning, or later evening, early morning. California, the West Coast, you have a line of you have a lot of gale warnings out here. Please, if you're on a boat in these warned areas, please get to harbor immediately. You have some freeze warnings up here. I'm assuming these are also like frost advisories. Make sure you have your stove on. Keep your pets out of the snow areas. You could see some, if you're on the road in these warnings, please make sure you're not driving, because frozen roads can greatly lead to car crashes and more car accidents. So please do not drive on the road at this time. Kansas, Tulsa, you seem to have some storms heading your way. Now, the Northeast, you guys are not seeing much except for frost advisories and some advisories here, which you should all be fine. And you have special rain warnings, gale warnings up here. Please get into harbor now to avoid casualties or significant damage to your boat. You have a line of storms going down near the Mississippi River. A lot of flash flood warnings or flood warnings near your Mississippi River. So please, if you're on that river, do not just get off the bank immediately, because it's either you're going to get swept away if that's the case. You also got some you got some flood warnings up here in Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri. You get the gist. Just please get to higher ground. Do not drive your vehicle in flooded roadways. Most flood deaths do occur in vehicles. But right now, I'll have an enhanced risk for mostly this area right here in the Kansas, Oklahoma area. Texas, you're under a marginal risk with a slight as well as an enhanced risk covering some of the Texas Panhandle. Corpus Christi, you're also under a marginal risk. And next gen, just make sure you know you're under a marginal risk. And so is Gateway Star. So be sure that you are all aware of this weather situation here. Now for our tropical weather outlook. So let's go to the official NOAA website. So you can see this is your watches, warnings, advisories for the area. So please make sure you take shelter immediately. We also have wildfires up in Canada, there's smoke coming down, and there's air quality alerts in effect. So please make sure that there's a heavy smoke in your area, or for fire warnings issued for your area. Please evacuate or put a gas mask on and get as much as you can out of your house. I would recommend turning, if you have a lot of smoke in your area, please make sure that you have your AC on, and that you're having your ventilation working perfectly. So, and it says active pattern across the plains. Heat concerns for South Texas and Florida. This is your heat advisories and warnings that are going to come later on in the summer. Additional rounds of strong to severe thunderstorms, heavy rain, flash flooding, and large hail are in forecast across most of the plains today. The greatest risk will be across the panhandle of Texas. Meanwhile, heat risk continues for portions of southern Texas and Florida, where new records might be set. An approaching system on Sunday for Pacific Northwest may bring heavy rain and winds. Now, that brings us to our hurricane outlook. So, your active alerts for today, especially for Alaska and for Hawaii and all the states of the United States right now. Yeah, space weather. Now, these are different models. So, weather safety. Make sure you always have some type of radio or something to alert you of severe weather in case issued. Now, hurricane outlook. Now, this year, many people might not know this, but this year is going to be extremely, extremely serious. Which is, the National Weather Service is basically saying that this season is going to be hyperactive, meaning there's more hurricanes that they're going to be able to, more than hurricanes than they're going to be able to name. So they might have to, there's going to be a plethora of hurricanes, mainly for the East Coast and Gulf Coast, and there's one forecast for California. So please, and one is going to be hitting Mexico. One could be hitting Texas in the season June. So please prepare yourself way before these events happen. That way, in case anything happens, then you're alerted and you're prepared for everything that's going to happen. Now, your tropical cyclone activity in the Atlantic, Eastern Pacific, and Central Pacific tropical cyclone development is not expected during the next 48 hours, nor out to 7 days. In case something's issued, I will update you all. Now, I want to make sure that y'all know your tropical weather outlooks, and then we'll go into the severe weather outlooks for atmospheric conditions. Yeah, you see, it's not There's no expected activity expected during the next 7 days. So, let's go back to the National Weather Service NOAA website. Just completely just go to NOAA. Oh, you see here. Let me go back to that so you can see. NOAA predicts above normal 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Last season was pretty bad, but La Nina, we're in La Nina, which is going to make it extremely strong. And La Nina and warmer than average ocean temperatures are major drivers for tropical activity. So we're going to see an extremely massive uptick in these rapid intensification of these hurricanes, which could produce maybe even it could be worse than all the others combined that we've had. Hell, also there was one story I saw about the 1951 hurricane of Florida, the Great Hurricane of 51. I predict that one of these storms could wreck South Florida again, and it could be even worse. Or one could just slam the east coast of Florida, mainly the Cape, and it's going to just damage everything that it touches. It's going to be really bad. So, what I want to show you now is your hazardous weather outlook for the next 3 days. So, let me go to forecast. So, this is going to be your severe weather outlooks. So, this is basically what you have here, and they recently upgraded this. So, mainly for Florida, up north in Dakotas, most of the Dakotas, you have a thunderstorm risk regular. There's no even a thunderstorm is gonna have severe weather. You have an enhanced risk for Texas, mainly Panhandle, slight risk for parts of the southeast, and part of the north southwest areas, as well as the northwest areas of Panhandle. Also, you have a marginal risk that stretches up from Michigan all the way up Minnesota, all the way down to Texas, and even parts of Louisiana. So please make sure that you're prepared for severe weather. Right now, this is just there's no. So you have the storm report trend. There's no tornado reports. There are 3 wind reports and 1 hail report as of this time. There is, so you can see, this is basically what's happened all year. We've already had there's 3 tornado. This is basically for the 28th. 3 tornado reports, 99 wind reports, and 131 hail reports, which that's pretty significant. Now the watch summaries here, so you can see tornado watch summaries. Also, you have your severe thunderstorm watch outline shape files, your summaries there. So, also your wildfire climatology. Florida has been having a lot recently, but California and the rest up there, and then the mountains are going to have more because your guys are closer at an altitude. Even though it decreases in temperature, you guys get a lot of sunlight, even in that area, and that area gets most of the heat. So you're gonna Death Valley, guys gonna have a lot of dry areas, and if you're not taking care of that, it could potentially have a massive wildfire. Now these are overviews. You have a convective outlook for today, as shown. There's no watches in effect, although they could issue one later. No massive scale discussions. Now you do have 4 total reports here. Wind reports here. You have 3, and then you have 1 hail report there. For these areas, just make sure that I'll put the link to this in the description so you guys can check it out yourself. Mesoanalysis basically covers all the different areas that are covered by the the Storm Prediction Center. So look at these as well. There are no areas for fire outlook, hazards. They're basically what you have here. So I'm surprised that even for May and going into June, you're going to have freeze warnings up in the Northeast, Montana, and Idaho, and the other areas there. Now, thank you for watching this. I hope it's helped you out. If you have any other questions, concerns, you can email the National Weather Service at noaa.gov/Melbourne. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. This is Dixie Elias, and I am signing out. Later.